shit, look at this. I really need a haircut.
You do.
You want to talk about haircut?
Well,
you guys all look terrible. I have the best haircut out of all of you. And the most recent one, too.
That's right. Oh, did it start? It did start. Good. Welcome to the Canada Guns Talk Show, episode 85, Gun Show Special. I'm pretty sure we've had one of these before, so we're just going to ignore the fact that there is already an episode called like this. Look at that. The hunting gear guys in my new house. Hey. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, really fast because Adriel's going to go. What have you been up to?
Shooting. Oh, and I went to the Chaz 3-gun match. It was nice. It was, well, not nice. It was muddy.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was really.
It wasn't as bad as the other year. I remember there was like
no
piles of mud in the level.
No, it's been actually the range executive who like scooped all the snow off the bays and then took it off the bays so that they could dry out a little bit sooner. Very nice. Very nice move.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
Yeah. What else? My guns ran. So a lot of most everyone else had some sort of jam or something go wrong with their stages. I didn't, and so I won. Yeah.
Winner. Chicken dinner.
Did you replace the extractor on it?
On my what?
I don't know. Whatever ran.
Funny thing about that, I just got an email from BCL today.
Oh.
They're like, hey, your problem, it's an extraction problem, and we're going to send you an extractor and a spring and an extractor pin. And it's like, I already changed the extractor. It didn't do dick. I put in a new ejector from someone else who knows what to do, and it's working. And they sent me another email saying the same thing. Oh, sorry, we've been late.
Oh, extraction. We meant ejection.
Yeah.
Oh, so apparently they're not dead.
BCL?
Yeah.
They hired someone. They hired a support person.
Oh, they hired a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy's email.
Or if somebody finally found the password to the support email.
Whoa! This is why it's been so quiet over the last couple of months.
We should have fired that guy.
Yeah. No. Yeah, my BCL is running fine. It's ejected.
After you fix their design.
After I put the new ejector in, yes, it ran fine. That's all I had to do was put a good ejector in there, and it ran. And I told them as much when I emailed them. I said, hey, you're talking about extraction again, and I showed you an ejection thing, and stovepiping means an ejection problem, and use some $5 True North Arms ejectors, and it'll work just fine.
What about the bolt face? I know that you said that there's a relief cut around.
It's a combo of it, right? So it's like it's got that angle in there, which is good for feeding, but bad for extraction because that rim, the case will slip out of the of that pocket. So with that ejector being taller, it'll put pressure on it longer, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just when you combine the shallow ejector and
with
the
a shitty
pocket,
design that they try to fix
that
something.
Case just wants to pop out of the claw and not eject.
Like your slow-mo footage is so beautiful how like it pulls the case out and then it just kind of like
yeah, it doesn't do anything. No, so BCL's fixed. 3-gun was good. This is my first year running limited, so I got a red dot on top of my rifle instead of a scope.
How was that? Could you make out those huge 100-yard targets? I mean, small 100-yard targets.
Yeah, okay. We ran 100 yards for this match. Next match we go up to 400. So I'll be shooting that AR-15 with a red dot out to 400 yards.
What are you gonna change? You're just gonna like lower the brightness so that you got a smaller dot, or? Oh,
I should have done that this time because I was shooting at 100 and I had it like cranked all the way at max.
And it blooms out.
Yeah, it bloomed out.
That's something that I noticed with my AR. If I crank it, if I put it up to 11, curiously enough, it's just washed out.
Yeah.
But I like, unless I got like the sun in my eyes and I'm wearing glasses, like sunglasses, 5, fine, because it's bright. Your eye still picks it up and it's not washed out.
Yeah. Well, mine. It's not visible at a 5. Well, maybe it is, but 7, 8, somewhere. Anyway.
Yeah, I keep it around 6 or 7.
Yeah, less, and it should be fine. Shadow 2 ran top notch. My shotgun
After it
ran
blew
top
up,
notch.
it's good.
I put a bunch of new parts in it.
I know, but
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, it's running just fine. Love a Magwell in there. Oh, love it. Oh, yeah. I ran I didn't run mouse part loads or anything like that in it, and
just what Blazer?
Yeah, just Blazer factory 124, and it ran fine, and it knocked everything down, and it was accurate and heavy, and yeah,
Gamey. So gamey.
not the gamiest. Okay, well, one of the guys at our club runs a 2011 like DVC 3-gun, and that's like a $5,000 pistol. That's gamey.
That's gamey.
Yeah,
That's...
but also a fantastic pistol. And if you count all the money I've put into all the 3-gun pistols I've bought till now, it's there.
It's there.
It's there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the glitter Glock alone. I mean, that glitter job has got to be. It basically has no price allocated to it because it's
priceless.
It's a hunting gear guy special, and you know those.
It's a bespoke Glock, so it's obviously worth $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's an exfoliating Glock.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Norinco 9mm for my kid once he's done the 22 because I'm going 22 1911 to 9mm 1911. But the Glock, I gotta sell that. And, move some stuff.
You should post that. And do you guys remember that post? It might have been a couple of years ago for the newer viewers. It was a post where a guy posted. I think it was a Bubba SKS, and he actually included his work in the cost of the gun. So he was like, I make $100 an hour. I want an extra $300 because of the amount of work I put into it.
Bold move.
He posted that on CGN, and I think I was the one that posted the screenshot on CanadaGuns. And then he showed up in CanadaGuns, and he wanted to make his side heard. He got laughed out of that post pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't think I've done any other gun things recently. Just getting ready for 3-gun, getting ready for the season. We're gonna have a big 3-gun 2-day match in June. I'm trying to decide what other major matches to go to. We're gonna have a charity match in Drumheller, not 3-gun, just anything. For the CCFR, I'm kind of helping a little bit with that.
Whereabouts is that going to be?
July 6th. That weekend, somewhere.
That's when my kid's supposed to be born, so I don't think I'm going to be
tentative.
Tentative. I don't think I'm going to be
tentative, but pay now and no refunds.
Yeah, I'm going to
hold it in.
Big question mark. Yeah. What about you guys? Elixir? Have you touched your guns?
No.
No. Okay.
You just come on here to chat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Talk about bulking and protein and
there you go.
What kind of weights. How you bought more weights?
He bent his bar.
I bent my bar like a month ago.
Why'd you do that?
Because he's using it as he's lifting too much.
Is that a Pocari Sweat water bottle?
Yeah, boy.
Were you trying to take like some lug nuts off the car and you're using it as a snipe and you bent it that way?
No, I had to bail 600 pounds off my back.
It happens.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, every day, 600 pounds, right? Every day.
Yeah, just every day. Just just one and done.
All right, we're gonna touch on the weed before we talk about gun shows real quick. Have you done anything gun related at all?
Yes. Unlike that degenerate over there, I've been to the range.
Oh.
I finally got a chance to take my CZ out again on a day that I wasn't doing shit, and it was as accurate as you'd expect a CZ shadow to be.
Yeah.
So nice touching holes at 10 yards with it, and was doing much better with it than I was with my revolver and my hand loads that day. My revolver just does not seem to like my 125 grain hand loads in 38 or in 357, but that might also just be
what powder are you using?
Tight group.
That's why.
Well, what do you mean it doesn't like it? Like the accuracy's not good?
Yeah, the accuracy is not great, but like the thing is I was trying to do like the revolver grip and it wasn't so great, and then like the last few shots I did just a normal grip and it was better. So I don't know. And I've had it do like a nice group at 10 yards. I've had it like 5 shots touch holes. And I'm like, okay, so it's not that. It's me. It's got to be something I'm doing then, because I got it to be accurate. And then other times it's just fucking all over the place. I'm wondering if it's because I was too lazy to bother expanding the cases, and I'm wondering if like shaving part of the fucking jacket's actually doing something.
So you're complaining about your reloads not working, but you're skipping a step.
I mean, the thing with it is it never seemed like on the 158s, it didn't seem like it was affecting it at all. It was like you'd see maybe a slightest sliver of copper.
Look,
you gotta build it a little.
You get like it's barely a step. It's like you're not even putting that much pressure on it. You basically screw the
but it seemed like it was completely
out. You fucking raise a case in there and you screw the fucking thing until it touches the mouth. Lower and like give it like a quarter fucking turn until you see the fucking mouth of the case do this. Just a little to the side.
Yeah, but it seemed like it was completely not necessary.
And now you know.
You know.
I don't know. I'll have to go and try and do that and see if it makes a difference. And if it makes a difference, then I'll know. And if it doesn't make a difference, then it's not that.
How much crimp do you put on those?
Probably more than what's necessary on the 38s. On the 357, I put on.
It should like a total piece of shit bullet out at 10 yards. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't masturbate enough, or he masturbates too much. I mean, that's what the chart says.
I think our learning today is that revolvers are not as good as CZ.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, revolvers are not as good as CZ shadows.
Differ. You just need an extra 2 inches of barrel. That's what you're missing.
You're not wrong, actually. The Ruger I had was fantastically accurate. And until it rusted, and I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, that was the only I've ever heard of. But actually, you're literally the only person that I've ever heard of any issues with a GP100. Honestly.
Yeah, like I said, I think I got one that was made like right when Ruger was having their quality control issues. So yeah, that happens. Oh well. Yeah. So shot the Shadow, shot the revolver. I found out Tenda has like a deal on 9mm as long as you pick it up in store. And I found that out when I went to just go pick up 1,000 rounds. Like, oh, hey, if you buy 2,000 rounds, you get $20 per case off. And I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot this anyways. Sure, what the fuck? Why not? So
how much are you paying per round?
Fuck, it was...
Have you broken the magical 25-cent barrier?
I don't think so. It was like $460 for 2,000 rounds.
Yeah, but that's with all your like Ontario commie taxes, right?
No, that's before the commie taxes. After all the stupid taxes, it was like 500 and something. And then there was the $40. There's like a $40 rebate to federal. So
it's less than $250 per thousand. That's 25 cents. So if he's at 460, he's at like 23 cents around.
Yeah. So
well, anytime you break the 25-cent mark for 9mm, you're doing good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not even worth reloading 9mm.
It totally isn't.
No, it isn't. Unless you're making your own fucking bullets.
I mean, I've honestly debated if it's worth even reloading like 38s, because I can get 38s at Tenda for like $379 for 1,000.
You can, simply due to the fact that it's the same stuff that you use for 357. So if you're making the same stuff for 357, well, you might as well.
You recover all your brass for 38 and 357. You don't like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't fuck off somewhere.
Like
yeah, if I was shooting out of a lever, I might be more tempted to just not bother because
you can, like, look with the Cam Pros, like 125 grainers, there is no reason not to, and it's so fucking cheap to fucking load that. It's like 3.5 grains of tight group, man.
Yeah, literally it is 3.5 grains of tight group for the 38s. You can load like 2,500 fucking rounds with that.
Yeah, like
with a pound.
Do your cost analysis.
And if you want it to be more spunky, you just double it, right?
Yeah, or if you want it to be spunky, you just dip the case in the fucking powder. Isn't that right, Elixir?
Yeah.
I mean, I already did the cost analysis, and it saves a shitload of money on 357. Like, it's half the cost or less for 357.
Yeah, and 38 ain't even that far behind. You're saving money by reloading.
Yeah, but like if I had a lever action, I probably wouldn't bother just because I don't like chasing cases. So I decided not to reload 32.
38s and lever actions, and I found this out when I was shooting it, is if your overall length in the 38 is a little short, it will not cycle. Because I bought a couple of different brands of 38 specials, and the Winchesters ran fine, the Remingtons ran fine, but the Blazer 38 box that I got was just short enough that when you put it in the mag and you rack the action, the round would just chimney up and it would just get stuck in the action, and you would have to disassemble the gun to get it out.
I know the other thing too, though, is 38s usually shoot like 3 inches lower than 3-7 at like 50 yards.
Also, these actions are inherently inaccurate, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, 38 or 357 with the volume that you do with 9 mil, so you could still keep reloading just because it's a cheap per unit. But like for mass, like fast shooting at the range and that kind of thing, you gotta go with factory 9mm and just for time savings.
Also, you spend the same amount of money on an FX9 that you do on a quality lever action 357 rifle. So Glock Max Yo.
Yeah, but then how am I supposed to be a cowboy?
Stick your revolver up your ass.
I'd rather not, thanks. I'm saving that for when I get an SKS.
Yes. Oh no. No, we're not talking about the whole. That episode will live in infamy. One question that we had is, what red dots were we using? I used the TRS-25 on a UTG $16 riser because that's cheap. What do you use for a red dot?
You guys are poors. I got an Aimpoint Pro.
Oh.
Ooh.
This fancy motherfucker.
You leave it on for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I've heard about that.
My first battery from my TRS-25 because I know to turn it off.
So the Aimpoint, just leave it running for 3 years, and you know what? The battery lifetime, anyways. You don't want to just like have a battery sitting shelf life for like 10 years at a time. So you just leave it on the whole time.
The other question that I saw on the post on the subreddit is scout rifles. Talk me out of buying one.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second, and I will.
Scout rifles are dumb.
Yeah. Also, my red dot's the Bushnell Incinerate.
Yeah. Why are scout rifles dumb?
They're stupid fucking gimmicky bullshit that doesn't actually, it's not useful at anything it claims to be useful for.
Yes.
It's an annoying compromise.
In a bolt action, iron sights,
Well, a lot of the scouts use.
I know, but they're supposed to. They're supposed to have iron sights. See,
they're supposed to have iron sights, but use a fixed 2.5 power scope
with a long eye relief. So you're spending more money on a scope that you can only use on that gun. Really, that doesn't give you as much magnification as a regular scope. That's cheaper sometimes.
No, not usually.
What about the application? Because like I think that was Cooper's idea, right?
It is.
Was this scout idea?
Yeah.
But these days, like the only place a bolt gun has in modern military is long range with a big bad cartridge. Because any intermediate cartridge you can put in a gas gun. The gas gun can be light and it can have magnification on it if you want, and it would be better for like. Would you rather go scouting with an M4 and an ACOG or Savage? No, who Ruger makes
Ruger
one.
Gunsight Scout.
Yeah.
Ruger
Was it even meant to be a military thing? I thought the whole idea was it was some stupid in a woods FUD bullshit.
It is the stupid in a woods bullshit.
I'll take the fucking M4 every time anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's real,
if you
right?
absolutely positively need to have a fucking scout gun, I think Savage Hawk Hunters are cheaper than the Rugers and don't come with stupid gimmicky iron sights and don't require stupid gimmicky bases to mount a scope
But
to
the
them.
Ruger runs big mags.
You can buy a mag kit for the.
I need a big mag for my Axis too.
He like the picture is beautiful. Didn't he like JD weld like a PMag to the feet?
Yeah.
It was quality epoxy, not JB Weld. But yes.
Gorilla Glue.
I
What is it? Dried common toilet paper?
Oh.
That works. Yeah, no, I took a. So I'll tell you about the process, because the process is important in Canada. You cannot make a prohibited mag in the process of modifying your mags. So I have a Magpul 520. You can't just take that pin up. You take the pin up, prohibit mag. What you can do is take the bottom off, make sure the follower is really low, chop the top off. Now the top is the mag, I think, because that's the part that has the feed lips and interfaces with the mag release and whatnot. And the bottom is nothing. So I took the nothing and I glued it on my Axis mag, and now my Axis is a 20 rounder.
Yep.
I have a cute little 4-rounder for my Air 10.
That's basically actually how that works. Yeah, you've chopped the mag, and now you have a garbage and garbage, which you then glue to something else and make a different mag. And now this P mag that you've glued is now not a P mag; it's an Axis mag.
That's correct.
It's
Canadian law. It doesn't have to make sense.
It doesn't.
I don't even know what the case law is on this stuff. I don't think.
Hey, you could be the case law.
I'd rather not. But I don't like. Conceptually, a magazine's a magazine. You can't uncap it. But what if you chop it in two? Are both is this like a worm where like both sides are now mags? They're both prohibited mags.
I think once you render it inoperable, it's not a mag. Then it's just
People have asked the RCMP about this when it comes to like. I remember some dude asked like, I found this 20-round mag that fits in my M14, but it doesn't activate the hold open. Can I modify the mag to do the hold open? And the RCMP said, if you modify the mag to do something for this gun, you are now making that mag for that gun. So since you modified this P mag to fit in an Axis, you've now made that an Axis magazine.
Yes. And the top half is still a mag. It's a really crappy mag. It's very tiny. It's still got like 3 inches that it's inset into the mag well. It's that inset in there.
It actually works? Have you done anything with it? Really?
Yeah, it works. So, think about it. Like, okay, you take a VCL 102 hunting. In Alberta here, you can have a maximum of a 5-round magazine for a center fire if you're going to go big game hunting. So, yes, you can take the 520s. They're huge. And like try putting that in a pocket or something like that, kind of a pain in the butt. But what if you have a tiny little magazine, just like your hunting rifle, that you put in your pocket, and when you're ready to go hunting, you insert that in? That's the action you got to do right there. You insert it into your VCL and you go hunting. Maybe.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
You probably will.
Yeah, I'll sell it with the mag.
Actually, how much are you going to sell that for?
I see you like snake oiling some FUD into believing that that's a factory mag that's meant for hunting.
That's a hunting mag.
It's a hunting mag.
It is kind of a hunting mag.
Hey, it came from the hunting gear guy.
I also have 10 rounders for that thing because they make LAR mags for it. But
yes, they do.
That's for range and not for hunting, because in Alberta you can't use it for hunting.
You can.
At all, even for varmint hunting?
Varmint's okay. Big game has to be 5 or less for a semi-auto.
So if you want to fuck up yotes with 308.
In Ontario, it's just whatever the legal limit is.
For fucking yotes. Yeah.
So you can put a 10-round mag in your 308 in Ontario. They don't give a shit.
Yes, this is like a provincial hunting.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it? There's a 223 is the devil in Alberta, but it's okay in the islands of BC.
You can't use it for big game hunting here, but you can use it for big game hunting in lots of provinces.
Yeah.
Technically, in Ontario, you could use 17 Remington Fireball to hunt moose.
What's that?
I said technically in Ontario, you could use 17 Remington Fireball to hunt moose. It's not illegal. It's just stupid.
Yeah. Well, if you walk and stick it up its nose, it might take time.
Legislate against stupidity. I think not having like saying center fire only is fine, and hunters will just have to figure it out. You put that in the hunting course. In the hunting course, you talk about if you want to humanely take a moose, use a 308 or a 300 Win Mag or a 458 long.
40-06.
40-06.
No, it's 30-30. Come on.
Oh, sorry. It's 30-30.
Oh, good old fuddy.
Yeah, nothing like the ballistics of a flying fridge.
I gotta head back to Edmonton.
He's gonna go to Edmonton. Before that, gun show story. Do you have one that sticks out in your mind?
No. The only thing I've bought from gun stores has been like small bullshit that's like hard to find normally.
What about
and
a show?
I don't want to pay for at a store or wouldn't be at a store. So like I found some Enfield stripper clips. That's kind of neat. You don't find those at your local gun store.
Oh, you don't?
I found some K31 stripper clips as well.
Oh, the cardboard ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fucking
yeah, and they're amazing, and you can't find them at most stores.
No.
And to like mail order it, you're gonna spend like $15 shipping.
Yeah, you could eBay it from a guy in Switzerland, or you could just buy it from Billy Bob down at the gun show this weekend at the BMO Center in Calgary, 9:30 a.m. Don't miss it. I'll
Line up and get early there.
Yes,
get there early.
We're probably gonna be. By the way, me, my buddies, and a couple of people. Adrian's not gonna be there this year. The gun show, we'll be there, or I'll be there. I won't be. Actually, maybe I'll wear the hat. That way, people can find if they want to look for the safari hat. There it is.
That way, so the dude who was really pissed at you that one time can come find you again.
He'll find you.
He will.
He won't be anywhere. He'll be around the 30.
No, he was the guy walking around talking about how good it was last weekend when he got pissed drunk and he was shooting at his buddies. And I'm not embezzling that story at all.
Sweet. Well, I'm out of here. You guys have fun.
Bye, Adriel.
Hey.
In the meantime, gun show stories. Elixir, you've got one or two, right?
I mean, aside from meeting you at one, not really.
That's gross. Yeah, go down there. Yeah. You met me at there at one gun show. Yeah, I swear I can talk the language. Please don't deport me.
Yeah, it pretty much just met you at the Calgary Gun Show. I mean, I haven't bought anything special at them except for 338 brass. But
yes, you bought Lapua brass, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna call you a snowflake, but then I remember I have the exact same box downstairs.
Yeah, it was, it was surprisingly cheap. It was like $40 for 20, which for once fired Lapua brass, it's fucking not bad. Especially considering a brand new box is, depending on where you go, up to $400 for 100. So
400?
Yeah.
Like for like Pedersen brass?
No, for Lapua brand.
Who the fuck is asking $400 for a box of Lapua brass?
I've seen
Because
370
Lapua.
on X Reload.
What the fuck? Are they shipping that in like one piece at a time?
Oh, fucking might as well be.
It's because it's Lapua.
Yeah, that's
Oh
pretty
shit!
much it.
Like you pay a buck per piece of brass. That's what you pay for Lapua. If you're paying more than that, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but like I seen it a long time ago when it was like $200.
I'm fucking outraged, and I never fucking paid that much for it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
All right. In the meantime, Crazy, what's your gun show story?
I mean, I've only ever been to a gun show like twice, and it was Orangeville, which is supposedly the largest one in Ontario, and it's still shit. I remember I was looking for an SVT at the time. I went to it one time, and this was when SVTs were fucking like $300 literally everywhere. And there was these dudes selling SVTs at the table, and I see they're asking $400 for them. And I go, so are you open to negotiation? He said, yeah, sure. I say, okay, Epps has these for $300. Would you be willing to sell it to me for $300? He says, if Epps has them for $300, go buy it from Epps. I ended up buying it from SFRC for $289. So fuck that guy. Because he tried to be, hand-picked, blah, blah, going up in price. And sure, they've gone up in price now, but this was like 2011 when fucking SVTs were everywhere and cost fucking nothing. Yep. So fuck this dude. There was one dude at that show who had a sniper variant, and it was like fucking. He was asking like $1,200, which is, yeah.
Oh, that's 338 Lapua. I was talking about 308.
Yeah, no. When he said it was 338 Lapua brass, like.
Yep.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
That's a little bigger than 308, isn't that right?
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
It's only about 50 more grains of powder.
But yeah, I know the Calgary Gun Show. I've seen pictures of it, and you guys, it's like a show in the States. You've got tables and tables and tables of things. Orangeville, which is supposedly the biggest in Ontario, is like in a fucking community center in Orangeville. So imagine like a school gymnasium full of tables of Fuds selling overpriced old sporting shotguns. There's one dude who restores Lee Enfields as like a hobby, and he's got Lee Enfields and a couple of Rosses. There will be some Russian dudes with a conspicuous amount of random Russian bullshit. There will be one dude who's got overpriced tactical guns that aren't actually for sale. He just wants to wave his tactical dick around. And then last time I went, there was like maybe 3 tables with handguns, but since C42, there's probably more because they don't need to get an ATT for him anymore. But like I remember last time there was like fucking none of it. And like there's dudes selling like ammo from the 1940s for way too much fucking money.
Hey, that M2 Waldo.
If you can find any of it. But yeah, it's not, Ontario gun shows suck. Like they're kind of pretty shit.
That's unfortunate. You should come to the one this weekend.
Yeah, you want to pay for my flight to Calgary?
Start running. You'll get here in a couple of weeks.
I don't even think I could make it if I started driving right now.
It's about a 36-hour drive. You're good.
You're good.
Yeah, I'd end up crashing into the fucking side of the road in Saskatchewan somewhere.
Just start injecting Red Bull directly into your dick hole. You'll be fine.
It's about the only way.
But
meth will do you.
Meth will do that. Oh, there you go. Just take up a meth habit.
Yeah, I'll just go fucking ask for Rob Ford's dealer to get some crack. It'll keep me awake.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good plan.
No, but for gun shows, unfortunately, I've gone several years to the largest one in Canada. And oh, sweet baby Jesus, what a treat it's been every time. And every single time, I think I've had moments of clarity and moments of hindsight of me kicking myself in the head. I think the first one was, I want to say a couple of years ago, I was shopping for shotguns just because I was into the tactical shotguns back there for shits and giggles. And we came upon a Mossberg 590, basically in good shape, but it had the Surefire forend. And I was like, nah, I don't really want that forend. My buddy snapped it up for like $400, and those guns with that forend are like $700.
Oof.
So he went and he sold that forend for like $100 on CGN, not thinking too much about it. And then he went and he looked it up. Those forends by themselves are like $250.
Oof.
So he could have probably sold that easy for like $200, and somebody would have bought it off him. Because it was the Surefire forend with like the integrated light on it.
Thing.
Yeah, the super tactical one. But yeah, that one was like, oh, I don't feel like buying that one today. I want to keep looking. And then he went and he bought that. Well, then the other year, what my buddy did is he was like, oh, I don't know if I want to buy something. It's like, just walk around. And then I think you were there for this one, Elixir. We just walk up to like a random table with like a random assortment of old FUD guns. And just like in the back behind the rack, there is a VZ58.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there.
$700. And we're like, so what's wrong with it? He's like, no, I just want to sell it. He's like, okay. These were the days where those were like $1,200 new. And he's like, okay, is it used? He's like, nope. Okay, is there anything wrong with it? Nope. Okay, what does it come with? Oh, what you see in the box. And I also have like 2 extra 5-rounders. So it came with, obviously, with the magazine pouch with the 4 30-rounders pinned to 5. And he had 2 5-rounders. And he's like, yeah, it comes with those 2. I'm like, okay. So I call my buddy. He's like, hey, you wanted a VZ58? And he's like, yeah. He's like, there's one here for like $700. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Where are you? And he was there in 5 minutes and he bought it off the guy. That's tale number 2. Tale number 3 is the saddest one for me personally. This was a couple of years ago, same gun show. I came in early. I walked around, and in the back, funny how it was, in the back of the show, there was a guy, again, with a bunch of FUD guns, but he actually had a couple of handguns. And in those handguns was a Dan Wesson revolver, Model 15, with the 6-inch barrel, blue finish, wood grips, mint condition. Probably wasn't fired much, if fired at all. $350. So I asked, so what's wrong with it? He's like, oh, nothing. just getting rid of it. It's like I got it like on a sale or something like that, like state sale, whatever. It's like, oh, okay. Mind if I try it? He's like, sure. Yeah, I haven't touched it personally. He's like an old, funny looking old white guy. And then he's like, okay. It's like, oh, the single action's so nice. He's like, yeah. Let me try the double action. He's like, wait, those ones have double action? Okay, so like the guy had no idea what he had. And that gun show, I was looking for reloading supplies for the 44 Magnum that I just bought. So I just bought a wheel gun. And I was like, I don't need another one. And I already have a 357 one. And I have the money to buy reloading supplies. So I passed.
I was there for that one too.
Yeah. And in hindsight, number one, that was a fucking steal for the gun. And what pains me the most, really, not like I've passed up deals before, see the previous stories, but what pains me the most was that 44 Magnum, I never liked to shoot as much as my 357. And all those reloading supplies for 44 Magnum ended up with Elixir, and I sold it to him for cheap because I wanted to get out of the 44 Magnum reloading. So I probably should have just picked up that Dan Wesson.
Yep.
Now, the collective saddest story that I have was right around the same time that you're talking about there, Crazy, with the cheap SVTs. I went there with a couple of buddies that just gotten their licenses. And we talked about what we should buy. Nobody ended up buying anything in the show. But then I went, I want to say it was Frontier Firearms. I think they were there. And they had crates of SVTs. And I went and I went up to them. I was like, how cheap would you sell me that crate? They're like, $2,000. Right? It would come out to be like $200 per SVT. And everybody would get like 3 SVTs. If like me and my 5 buddies all split into that crate. Everybody would get like 3 SVTs. They would be dirt cheap each one of them, and everybody would be great. And I had them all buttered up, and everybody was ready to go, and then one guy backed out. And that bumped up the price from like, I can't remember, it was gonna be like $400 each one per head to like $600 per head. And that was too rich for a second guy, and then he bailed, and then the deal fell through. And just thinking back, just having a fucking SVT crate with 3 or 4 of those things, and it would have personally costed me like $400.
And you could have resold them for $800 each.
Yep. But that's the whole point of gun shows, is you go, you look, you finger fuck as many things as you can. You turn down hilariously outrageous, tags. And if you see a deal, you got to make that decision.
I remember the second time I went to Orangeville, there was some dude selling a Craig Jorgensen in 6.5 Swedish for like $275. I remember I debated going up and offering him $200 and then decided not to bother. And I still sometimes think, like, should I have gone back and offered him that? Because then I'd have this weird fucking Scandinavian bullshit gun.
And 6.5 Swede is like, what is it? It's like 6.5 Creedmoor, but for foots.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it is sweet round too.
The Craig is such a strange gun. It has a magazine that loads from a plate in like the side. You like pop open the thing and load it like I think 6 rounds.
Dude, I've been playing Battlefield 5. I totally know the Craig. Yeah, but I'll be there this weekend wearing the hat probably. We'll be getting there pretty dang early because if you don't get there early, then you're stuck in the line outside of the show after the show opens at 9:30 for about an hour. So that pretty much guarantees that everything will be out the door that was decent enough to be picked up by the time you get into the show at like 10:30. So be there early. An hour early is probably for the best. Maybe not as that early if you're, not really looking for something specific. Or if you are looking for something specific, you should get there 2 hours early. Other than that,
Boxing Day, back when Boxing Day used to be worth something.
Yeah. This is Boxing Day, but for fuddy gun owners of the Calgary region. So, should we touch on the gigantic fuckwad that has been hanging over the gun community over the last couple of weeks?
Fuck that shit. That's too much political bullshit to go into it.
Let's give him a quick and dirty summary. How about that, Crazy?
Is this what I think it is? New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, quick summary. So a terrorist shoot up
a white supremacist terrorist.
Yeah, a white supremacist terrorist
Australia.
from Australia in New Zealand illegally modifies some firearms he gets to be outside the category of license he has, that he shouldn't have gotten that license in the first place, and he goes and shoots up 2 mosques, killing a total of 50 people. In his manifesto, he talks about the fact that he wants his shooting to spur greater gun control efforts around the world, in particular talking about the United States. And sure enough, just as his manifesto said, the Prime Minister of New Zealand immediately bans fucking like everything. And what she did is she did something that actually Canada can do as well, so it's something we should be concerned about. She passed an order in council declaring basically every semi-automatic firearm with a detachable magazine as being a stricter category of firearm, demanding that everyone who didn't already have that license category hand the guns in now, claiming that they will compensate them for it later. And apparently New Zealand police have already started going door to door to confiscate them. And then, of course, because of this, everyone in every other country suddenly now has to ban guns. And every stupid left-wing media outlet is going, why isn't Canada banning guns? Canada needs to ban guns. New Zealand's Prime Minister is a real leader. We should ban guns too and capitulate to this terrorist and do exactly what he wanted. Yeah, it's basically...
I lost all my guns in a boating accident.
I never owned guns in the first place.
I sold all my guns to Mike from Canmore on lake boating accident.
I hate that drive. And it's such a short drive to Canmore from Calgary. I could have done it literally any time. But yeah, it's a can of worms. If there is anything that I'd like to add to this, is just take a deep, deep breath. We don't have a pulse on what it is that they want to do as a policy to show support. Will they virtue signal? Will they not? Will this have changed at all what that Minister of fucking Public Safety was gonna say was the result of that consultation? Who knows? He might throw an extra fucking blurb in there in his statement about it, just to seem like he's more current, and that it definitely had something to do with what he had planned, and not just what he was gonna do all along, which was whatever it is they wanted to do. With all the issues that the government is embroiled in, maybe deflecting with a nice bit of populist, tough on violence legislation would be something that they do. Who knows what that is that they're going to do? What am I going to do? Oh, I never own any guns except my restricted ones, I guess.
There was a post on the subreddit about a man who buried his guns in a gun of his in a PVC pipe for 15 years. It's an interesting read. Definitely recommend checking it out.
When I approved that post, I was just giggling, man. I was like, "Oh, is there a reason to really take this away from the sub?" And I just couldn't. I couldn't do it, man. I had to leave it up. I just had to leave it up.
Yeah, don't forget that you can get all your gardening supplies and your plumbing supplies at Home Depot.
It's springtime. People buy that kind of supply all the time. Just saying.
Yeah, you don't want your copper pipes to freeze if you go away for vacation in winter. So swap over to some PVC.
And just remember, when the election happens in October, vote Conservative.
in reality, at this point in time, with the current electoral system, there's really, like, if you're gonna make it a one-issue thing, if you want to be more open and give your vote to the Libertarian Party of your choosing, that will get nowhere.
Don't. Voting for
No.
Mad Max is a stupid fucking idea this election, and it can potentially go and split the vote on the right, which is what the right has constantly relied on the left to get elected. The fact that the NDP, what we should really be trying to do at this point, actually, is boost the NDP. Because the stronger the NDP are, the greater benefit it has for the Conservative Party, because Conservative and NDP have very few similar votes. There's very little crossover there. There's a ton of crossover between the Liberals and the NDP. So at this point, if we can hope for anything, it's that Jagmeet Singh gets his head out of his fucking ass and steals a bunch of the Liberals' votes by the time the next election rolls around. Because it's already looking like the Liberal support's dropping thanks to SNC Lavalin and fucking the Admiral Norman case that's coming up. It's going to hurt them even more because that leads to even more corruption in the PMO. So we just have to hope that that happens and that the NDP get their heads out of their ass. Because at the moment, it looks like it's going to be a conservative minority if the polls are anything to go off of. And if the NDP can manage to get stronger, that pushes closer and closer into majority territory.
Yep. On subreddit news, quit fucking posting shit about New Zealand.
I see it on the fucking CCFR's Facebook page all the fucking time, too. I'm getting fucking tired of it.
Fucking... like the amount of shit that we're pulling off the sub daily, and honestly, if you're in Meta Canada, just keep that shit there, man. Like, it's not gonna fly here. It's just isn't. It isn't. Not that sub. It's not Meta Canada. It's not there for you to.
Didn't you Meta Canada trolls forget that we're all apparently a bunch of fuds who hate freedom? Because we refuse to support Faith Goldie because she's a fucking white supremacist?
Keep your Meta Canada shit in Meta Canada. Don't shit up this up. We work really hard to keep it on the platform. Like, I'm pretty sure they would love to just ban all gun related content. Okay. So with that out of the way, look for the cowboy hat this weekend at the Calgary Gun Show at the Big Four building. No, it's not the Big Four building. It's the BMO Center. And
is there anything from the last week that's worth sharing? I don't even remember.
The sub has been exceptionally full of bleh.
Stop posting pictures with your fucking feet. It's getting annoying.
I was about to say, keep posting your feet.
I shall remain.
To be honest, I literally downvote every single post with feet in it that I see. I'm getting tired of this meme. It was started as a way to make fun of idiot fuds who don't know how the fuck to use a camera, and ironic stupidity is still fucking stupidity.
And my favorite was the guy that taped 2 pieces of bread to his feet for his loafers.
Oh, I just got that. Oh my god.
There you go.
That is so dumb. I should go ban him retroactively. Somebody asked, I just noticed that there was a question on the talk show. I'm considering an XCR in 223. Are they worth the price, or should I be looking at some of its cheaper competitors?
Look at a WK-180. Like, seriously? There's no reason to get XCR.
Unfortunately, for literally every other gun on the market that does 223 and a semi with AR mags, there's just no reason to go and drop that much money. For that much money, you could pimp the fuck out of your WK. You could even barrel swap that bitch and put one of those fancy Maple Ridge barrels on it if you want to have a more accurate one. Even though the accuracy on 223, unless you're buying fancy fucking ammo, if you're putting American Eagle through your gun, honest to God, it does not fucking matter.
If you're gonna fucking go out and build the SOR or anything like that, and spend that kind of money, fucking buy a good barrel, for fuck's sakes. There's people spending, $4.5 fucking grand and complaining that they're getting at most, 1 MOA or 1.5. If you're gonna spend that kind of money, buy a good fucking barrel.
Also, 1 MOA on a semi-auto is good. Remember, those things are like 4 MOA guns. So if you're fucking throwing a hissy fit because it's not grouping under an inch and you're doing everything you can, no, but yeah.
Yeah, either way, don't buy the, like, seriously, with the price of an XCR, you can buy a WK and a Type 97. Do that and have more fun.
Yeah, and you can
save your money on the Type 97 so you don't, blow it up right next to your face.
Yeah. Take that Type 97 money and just buy a shitload of ammo and shoot it through your WK. Put a fucking nice optic on it and get one of those Black Creek Labs, not Black Creek Labs.
Maple Ridge.
No, the fancy fucking trigger that I got on mine. It's like $150 and it kicks ass. Yeah, just upgrade the trigger, upgrade the furniture, get a good scope on your WK, and spend the rest of the money on, I don't know, a hand job from a hooker. I don't know. And on that note, we'll see you guys maybe in 2 weeks, maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. Depends how busy I am, really.
Someone said your trigger tech.
No, I had a trigger tech. I didn't like it. It was 2-stage, even though it was an amazing trigger for the price.
Yeah, I agree. Anyone that spends $4,500 on an SLR needs better judgment. Fucking even just the $1,000 for the receiver set was absurdly expensive.
Why do you think I flipped that for $1,600?
Holy shit!
Wait, it was $1,400. It was $1,400, but still. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
See you in 2 weeks, maybe. Bye.